So I created this to help explain Bittensor. So with Bitcoin, which is proof of work, or in other words, proof of energy, which secures the network, validates transactions, and helps with decentralization. Tau uses the same mechanism for securing the network, AI development, and evaluation. So it's creating something that's useful beyond just the security of the network. Then Bittensor is made up of three main parts: subnets, miners, and validators. Subnets basically create the direction for the AI, or like what problem they want to solve on there. They also create the consensus for the network, both in terms of how the emissions are created as well as the transactions that happen on the network, like moving tokens around or staking, etc., smart contracts, etc. Subnet 0 creates the consensus for, or basically creates a consensus through the aggregation of the data from other subnets, as well as the transaction validation for all of the blockchain. So the consensus for the subnets determines the inflation distribution in the network. So if you look at these green lines here, right? Subnets earn 18% of the inflation in the system based upon their consensus ranking out of all subnets. 41% of the emissions go to validators for whatever subnets these validators are validating on, because validators can validate on multiple different subnets or just one subnet. Then the consensus mechanism of all the subnets ranks the miners, and miners get 41% of the emissions for the subnets that they're mining on. Miners can contribute to one or multiple different subnet. The miners contribute AI models, expertise, training, and hardware, and they output AI model data. Validators validate miner outputs and rank them, preventing cyber attacks, basically just manipulation of the network. And they form the basis of the information that is collected at subnet 1 or subnet 0 to create the consensus for the ranking of all the subnets, which is then determining the inflation or emission in the system.